Good evening. The latest UK case of coronavirus is the first to be contracted within the country rather than abroad. The man walked into a GP surgery in Surrey feeling unwell. It came as another patient who'd been quarantined on a cruise ship in Japan became the first Briton to die from the illness.
While the coronavirus continues to spread at speed, this time a week ago there were under 3,000 cases in China. There are now more than 17,000 and more than 360 people have died.
The number of people infected in the UK has jumped again to 116, among them some children.
The time has now come for us all to do more. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
Now, there have now been over 10 million reported cases of coronavirus worldwide, and more than 500,000 people worldwide have lost their lives.
Joking.
I was going to say, because you make anyone look a bit cold.
Way! Way! I can't even post. Oh, it's the other film students. What's going on?
Tourist.
COVID's affected my family because I have a mum that's got multiple sclerosis, and with her disease it affects her health and her immune system anyway. So with COVID it would probably kill her. I feel like these people that don't follow the rules, that don't wear masks, they have to think of others other than themselves. They've got to think about people like my mum, or elderly people, or people that don't have the immune system sort of to fight this virus. They have to think people other than themselves. I'd say I take education more seriously now, where I feel like when life does come back to normal, I'll feel like I'll use my studio more than I actually used to, and stay behind more and concentrate harder and be able to work harder instead of working in the floors of my room.
The hardest thing about the initial lockdown was just the fear that nothing was in place to pay your bills. Like, they were saying that you're gonna have to lock down. There was like, customers were like, I can't come in, I don't want to come, I don't want to catch anything, don't want to risk it. Do we have to wear a mask? Like, are you going to provide masks? Should I open? I've got kids. Do I tell my customers I'm not open tomorrow? And then it was like, will Boris give us an official day? Will he say everyone shuts down? It was mainly like the worries were about paying rent. Like, will we have to pay rent? We're being forced to shut down. If we shut down of our own accord, then we have to pay our rent. But if the government shuts us down, then we don't have to pay our rent because it was official. So it was like, do we stay open till they say no? Or like, and then it was all about what we're going to do about money, because like, I'm a hairdresser, I can't go out and cut people's hair. They can't come to my house. So like, I was like, what's my money situation going to be? And then they started announcing all the grants and loans, and I was looking at loans and can I afford to pay it back? When are we going to be open? And like, and then suddenly they were like, oh, you're going to get 80% of whatever you've declared for like the last however long. And like, you know, well, because like I've got a good business, you know, I was all right.
I fared fairly well financially through it. As I say, that the school were paying the first time I was furloughed, because I've been furloughed twice. The first time I was furloughed, the school were paying the extra 20%, so my wages didn't change. The second time that I was furloughed, they couldn't continue to do that, so I only got 80% of my wage. But because I'm on universal credit, universal credit topped up what I wasn't getting paid from the school. So I did lose out a little bit, but only, I think probably about £30 a month. I was about £30 a month worse off. It hasn't really affected my life, but I know it's affected lots of people that I know. Certainly some people that I know that were struggling or do tend to struggle mentally. It's really affected them.
The first time on lockdown, it just sent me crazy. Like, I'm a worker. I like to work. Like, I don't work to live, I live to work. I just love working. I love my job, seeing everyone, I'm very social. So, like, perfect job for me, absolutely love it. And then you're told you're not allowed to do it. Like, you're not allowed to do anything.
Like, my room that used to be my freedom ended up turning into somewhere I couldn't even leave. Like, I had to get used to everything. 4 walls of my room.
Mental health was shot to hell. Literally went west completely. Like, days merged into 1 hours. Like, you shouldn't be left alone for that long, really. It's not just the fact that you're on your own and you got your TV, you got your entertainment, but like, what I found out was I'd only play video games to speed up the next day.
I think education's difficult now because when you're at home we've got too many distractions, and for me I've got my Xbox, which I'm a gamer, so I game a lot, so I think, I'll just go for a sleep and this and that, where when I'm at uni I'm forced to just get on with my work, where when I'm at home it's more harder for me to even concentrate most times, because I think, I'll just do it later, I'll do it the next day.
And it wasn't just the fact that there's nothing to do, it was the fact there's nothing to do and you're not allowed to leave your house. And you're not allowed to meet up with people. And if you do leave your house, wear a mask, wash your hands every 10 seconds. And then everyone's stockpiling everything. Literally. Everyone's going crazy, like the toilet roll situation. All the super noodles were gone. And like, all the pasta was gone. And you're just visually seeing empty shelves. And like, so it's kind of like wired in your system to panic. It's like you're told that's the apocalypse. You watch films, you watch The Walking Dead, they're in shops completely empty. You watch like anything about the apocalypse or end of the world, shops are empty, streets are empty. I knew it was going to last a while, because that's like the nature of a pandemic, you know, it doesn't just come and go. It's getting to the point now where you just want people to just like abide by the bloody rules. Like, just don't go out. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean?
We live in Blackpool, and during that first lockdown, I hadn't seen Blackpool that busy in about 15 years. It was ridiculous.
Just stop going out. You know what I mean? Everyone's like going, riots and like protesting, and it's like I understand why you want to protest, but at least stay 2 meters apart from each other, like, and constantly spray yourselves with disinfectant and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The people that don't wear masks and break all the bloody rules, and they think that it doesn't exist. And it's like, if you think it doesn't exist, do you think it would have gone this far? Like we're like over a year in now. Like we're over a year in. Like people have been furloughed, people are dying left, right, and centre, and you really think it's a conspiracy? It's like, no, cut.
They're idiots. There's I mean, anybody that knows me knows that I don't trust the government. But I trust scientists. That said though, there's been a lot of protests since, like to do with the Sarah Everard killing and things like that, and then the whole Kill the Bill police thing. The government have been real sneaky in trying to push that through during the pandemic, when they know that people can't really protest, and they're putting through all of these new rules about not being able, about protesting at a time when you can't, and I think that's despicable. So for all of those people that were protesting that, I've got absolute sympathy for, and I am 100% behind them, because you can't take away people's right to protest, and to do it when we're not really allowed to is despicable.
The best advice I could give to people through lockdown is try and have a routine and try and contact your friends and family as much as you can, so then you don't feel lonely or you're not alone. You don't feel alone, because I feel like that's what's helping me. My family, my friends, my boyfriend helped me the most through lockdown, because I think without them I don't think I'd be coping really well.